Guys, welcome back to David Goodue, Alice Ever After. Let me rephrase that. Alice Ever After, issue number 4 by Boom Studios. Very cool cover. It says a lot. Let's dive in. So we see Mistress Hulda, and I don't know, probably the guy that operates on people. He says, "Head Mistress Hulda, may I ask a question? I love questions. Please do." Let's say she has no opponent, so she is playing red, and the other ones are playing red too, and the other ones is none other than Mistress Hulda. Basically, she says, "But how will we know who wins? That's easy. I always win. I found that everyone is much happier that way." Right. So she's playing her by herself with no competitors, basically, and then Tweedledee and Tweedledum comes, and they have a request, and they says, "It's about Matthew. It's his birthday this weekend, and he's requesting a small but fashionable party to celebrate the occasion. Gifts have already arrived from his family. I feel this is a big gesture to impress Elif Ludwig, but it does sound fun. Gifts, you say? Yes. We opened them all. There was a gold pocket watch, several monogram pillows, some very jaunty hats, and I believe one tin full of chocolates, which I may have eaten. The pocket watch looks very expensive." Right, I know where this is going. And so the mistress says, "That's very generous of the family. Sadly, a pocket watch is far too dangerous for Matthew. What if it were to fall and break? All of that glass and those pointy little watch hands. Put the pocket watch in my office, boys." Good thinking, mistress. Wow, these greedy people, man. Anyway, so the other one says, "Hey, should we go along with the arrangements?" And so she looks to the doctor, and she says, "The doctor says I would recommend it. It sends the patients a bad message. That Matthew is a feisty one. He could have killed himself, and Alice for that matter, with this rendezvous downstairs." So yeah, basically, something happened in the last issue. They are drinking a lot of, or using a lot of medicine to, get high. They are getting punished for that. And the mistress says, "Yeah, he is feisty. There is more sensible way to celebrate his birthday." And this guy says, "We could schedule a gift of our own for him. Something to make him less feisty. A defeistification procedure." Yeah, look at this guy. We all know what's going to happen if that's, if they're going to go through with it. And so they are very happy. And then we skip to the mansion or the manor from the Ludwig family. So Edith here is very concerned about Alice, and she tried to reason with her father and the family to get her home. But her father says, basically, she says, "I'm sorry, I want to visit her, and I think she might be better off back with us, home with us. I don't think she's being taken care of very well. When do you think her treatment will be done?" "Done? Edith dear, these things take time. Sometimes they can take a lifetime." "She didn't look well at the facility, Father. She's taken too much medicine, and she was saying something very troubling." What sort of troubling things, Edith?" Well, there's a revelation here, so if you want to know, check out my last issue. Basically, this dude, her father, did something despicable things of, with the corpse of her mother, of their mother, basically, and his wife. And anyway, so, but, the older sister says, keep defending her father or something like that. And but before that, Edith says, "Alice didn't mention Duluth, but she said she saw her in your office after she." "That's quite mad, isn't it? Your sister isn't well, Edith. Talk like that is precisely why Alice needs proper care and treatment." And yeah, okay. And but also she says, she spills the beans about she's talking to Earl, and she says, What did you tell Earl about her ramblings? Alice is batty. You can tell him such things. This is a family matter, Edith. But she says, there's something wrong with the going on at the hospital. You need to do something. But then he got a visitor, and he says, well, Edith, one step at a time. I already scheduled a meeting with Mistress Hulda. And basically he says he's taking care of things, which he's not. So Mistress Hulda comes in, and she says, hey, it's almost tea time. So this guy, the doctor, he's a dentist, by the way, asks his, I don't know, his assistant or butler, yeah, that's probably the right word, to get some tea and biscuits. And she says, easy on the tea and heavy on the biscuits, if you don't mind. you fat ass. And so the father says, or the dentist, I just heard some troubling reports about Alice's state of mind. Very troubling. And it goes a little bit on and on. Troubling? How troubling? I just told you, very troubling. And well, I heard some troubling things too, Dr. Ludwig. Very troubling things. Maybe even more troubling than the things you've been hearing. What kind of troubling things you have heard? And from whom? that made me laugh a little bit, this conversation. And well, basically she heard things from Alice, etc., about the dentistry practice and what happened. And he says, well, Alice has quite imagination, you know. I wouldn't take anything she says too seriously. She says, but with that said, is there a form of therapy that can help her talk, say, a bit less? A medicine, perhaps? Well, what a good father you are. And then the mistress says there is some kind of a new process, a new kind of operation that Dr. Madsen is perfecting that could help Alice a bit. And it looks very promising. A new procedure may be just what Alice needs. How successful is this procedure? The results are varied, but I can tell you that every one of Dr. Madsen's patients seem much, much quieter. And he's very happy. It sounds like this new procedure might just be what Alice needs. And these girls are hearing what's been said. Okay. So, but then the mistress says that it's going to be costly. And he says, how costly? Did you know that in certain cultures, when someone compliments a particular item, it's customary for the professor or the possessor to gift it to them? Are you saying you would like me gift you my squirrel? And then, but then she needs to go away because tea time's over or something. But she likes to have the cookies, and he puts the whole box in the pocket or in her bag. And so basically they have a deal. And then, sir, I believe she took your squirrel. Yes, I saw that as well. I laughed a bit. So meanwhile, so he goes outside, and then there are his daughters, and he asks, hey, what did you hear? Well, they hear a little bit. But so basically she's very happy that the procedure is going further. And but, you know, Edith is still concerned, and she needs to get home, according to her. And so the older sister says, Father, let's take a walk. I love to hear about what she had to say about Alice. You know, talking about the mistress, and she's staying behind all alone. Meanwhile, we have Matthew here, and Matthew is a very good friend in the meantime to Alice. And then we see Earl here, and Earl, he's a little bit fond of Alice. He likes her a lot. And but then Matthew is being taken away. All right, playtime's over. Dr. Madsen needs to see you, Your Highness. Oh, unhand me, sir. Why are you taking him? Or where are you taking him? Let him go. And she's being smacked away. And then she's resisting. And then, you're both coming with me. Well, so Earl steps in. And he says, let her go. And then one of the other Tweedledee and Tweedledum brother comes in. No, sorry, sir. No visitors without an appointment. Tell your man to let her go. That's no way to treat a lady. She's a friend of mine. But she says, "Hey, you're a troublemaker. Now be on your way." But before he can do anything, he's being stopped by Edith. "I must speak with you. Terrible things are afoot. Terrible things." I really like this kind of writing. I don't know, it's just fun to read. So Alice here is very sad, about Matthew. She doesn't have any medicine anymore. She needs more, and she goes to the mistress here, asks for more, and she's this whole small. It's just it's also very over the top, but I like it. And she says, "Hey, I've run out of medicine." And you've run out, have you? As I recall, you given special consideration regarding your medicine, thanks to your father. You already been administered twice the amount of opiates as some of the other patients. I'm afraid my hands are tied. But I'm all out. I'm beginning to shake a bit without it. And all this tapping is getting on my nerves. And she says, "Hey, you need to get me the medicine, otherwise father wouldn't be happy." And she says, "Well, I talked to your father, and he has given me basically his blessing to help you." And so she's getting pissed off. But before Alice can do anything, time's over suddenly. And then, "Hey, Matthew, will you see Alice back to her room?" So Matthew comes in. He had an operation. He looks like a zombie. And he says, "Lovely seeing you, Alice. And don't worry, we'll be taking good care of you, just like all of our patients here. I'm expecting a letter from your father any day now." And she says, "Matthew, what did they do to you? Are you okay, Matthew?" And the last page we see here is, oh man, oh poor Matthew, he's gone. And she screams, "Into the voids." This is good. This is good. This is good. This is fun. Crazy people here in this universe. I wonder how it went in the in those times, right? I believe, I don't know, 17, 18, 19th century, stuff like that. Are they treated like this? I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe I don't want to know. Guys, let me know what you think about this comic. Subscribe to my channel, like my video, and all that jazz. And see you next time. Bye bye.